Nate,
We actually find him holding that item.
Yeah.
Before you have to go, what was your favorite part of this season?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my favorite.
And your favorite NPC?
Yes.
Oh, this is tricky.
Because we could keep going with our favorite stuff after you have to go.
Yeah. Okay. My favorite. Wait, my favorite. What was the first one? The first part?
Your favorite part of the season, and then your favorite NPC.
My God.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's really hard not to say.
Battle of the Bangers.
The Battle of the Bangers. Yeah, because it's really hard not to say that fucking episode, because that episode is so fucking good, dude. Like, I love how it starts off. I love that, like, for one, I know who's shitting. Like, so, like, me just, like, seeing everything it's
so
just
someone.
It's amazing.
It's very mischievous. They're like,
well,
yeah,
obviously someone is shitting. How could nobody be shitting in their shit, Kenny?
You could have had no idea. You could have this as a mystery for yourself until it actually comes out.
It's a mystery for myself.
It's from Earth number 2, and it's a shit portal, all right?
Unless
it could change between
Star.
every character until you're ready to announce it.
Here's the thing. It's actually
I roll a dice every day to find out who it is.
It's
but
just the whole team besides Daigle shitting in his bed, and they're all in on it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part, is like how that whole thing like boils down into that fight to the death.
It's
just
so
like,
bad.
It's
Well, dude,
so bad.
Okay,
Actually,
if I can say it, if you can answer it with the shit thing,
I
is
already
that
know
something
who
that
it
you
is.
threw in and then someone was like, I want to do this? Or was that something?
Let's just make it.
Did someone text you and was like, hey, I want to shit in Daigle's stuff?
That's
put it in.
Actually, it's actually all of the characters but Daigle. We all play Shoveler, Digger, Dirt, which is Rochambeau in this world, and then whoever wins gets to be the one that shits in Daigle's
That's
thing.
what I was saying. Like it's the whole group besides Daigle that's doing it, and they're all in on it, but he doesn't know.
That's the
I would just like to know how it started. Did you start it and then someone took over, or did someone text you saying, I want to shit in their stuff, and then you were just...
Will and you pencil shit.
A fifth.
You bitch.
I'll plead a fifth.
I think what's funny about it is it started out with some shit at the foot of the bed or in a locker,
In
then
the Foot Locker, yeah.
in the Foot Locker, and then it escalated into some violence. Well, actually, before that,
You escalated it to
You made it
violence.
violent.
Dude, I loved it. I loved it.
Daigle pushed it. It pushed the envelope on that one, and it kept going, and it was
I
a
honestly thought
momentum
it was
thing.
Ivor.
And eventually, it got to death.
Like-
Someone fucking died. Someone died because of it. Someone nearly died. It was a crazy thing, all because
Someone did
over
die.
a prank. Over a prank. Not
And this
necessarily a prank.
escalated into nobody's seen a shit battle, a shit thing turned to a food fight, turning into a fucking Coliseum battle, which is hilarious as fuck. But also, Nate, you didn't. It's hard not to choose that one. I think you had a
All
different
right,
one.
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
And Bone Crag has returned.
Oh,
right.
Return
We're
of
about to
Bone
hear.
Crab.
We're about to.
My favorite NPC though. So that was my favorite moment. Okay, so there's that part, and then there was just my other two favorite moments. God damn it. Okay, I have a top 3, and it's actually just all 3 is this in the same slot. But so when you guys robbed those starving fishermen, that was fucking hilarious. And the way that you guys dealt with the dude that had the fucking meat cart. Oh, the guy that was pushing the corpse cart, like, and how many times Edgar like later said, "Man, we should have took that cart. We really should have took that cart." I loved how that kept coming up. I was like, "Dude, that fucking cart."
Dude, my favorite one for you as Dungeon Daddy was the when Daigle was going to the shop and fucking what was it? He was trying to buy weapons, and he was just like, "Well, what aren't you selling?" or whatever. And then the NPC was like, "I got everything you need. Blah blah blah." And then he's just like, I don't know. The way you worded it and timed it was so funny when he was just like, "Get the fuck out of my tent."
Probably 1,000, but my favorite Dungeon Daddy NPC was the guard when we started talking about shit in front of him, and then we started talking about Modern Family. I don't know if that got into it, but the guard's just like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, man, but are you guys trying whatever? Like we're talking about a TV show, and I don't know if that got left in, but I fucking laughed so hard.
The weird fourth wall, like, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
It's like, look, I don't know what you guys are talking about, man. Are you guys trying to get it or whatever the fuck it was?
You loonies.
That's always fun when I roll a character off of like some fucking nonsense. It's my favorite. It's like how would this guy react to this even? You know,
and just like the last episode, it's like, Edgar's like, what age are you throwing us into? And then you were like, he flips through some pages and it's like 2,500 years.
Dude. That was okay. I have too many favorites, like that farmer, that fucking guard, dude. That shit's
burn it.
About
that farmer and Nisby would probably be my favorite NPC.
Nisby to me
Nisby's
is
king.
the most.
He's like Urza.
He's the best character
with the most personality out of anybody.
He has Urza's power from Fairy Tail. He's just pulling shit out of his ass.
He's strong.
All right.
I like Hobart and Nisby both.
Hobart is pretty.
Hobart's good too. Hobart's great too.
I hope
we
I
gotta
got
throw.
the hater.
We gotta throw it back. We gotta throw it back to the OG first fucking comical fucking shit.
Tavern character.
Wilton Bonecrag went into the sloppy sister with Bartold, and Bartold punched the shit out of him. Like I was like,
I can't remember why he did that. What was he?
Because he said he was. He said there was roasted pig for everyone or something like that, and I was like, oh, I didn't know your wife was ready to eat or some shit.
I thought you slapped his ass, but that was Hobart.
That was he grabbed Hobart. Yeah,
he grabbed Hobart's ass.
That was the most dialogue Wilton's ever had.
It's gonna be insane.
Stop talking.
Actually, Casey, 100%, Wilton actually should be a gay character.
With all the shenanigans that Wilton has done, my absolute favorite thing that he's ever done is slide down the fucking rail and sack tap.
The most out of all of the grand things. Fuck shooting a fucking lizard man in his shoulder. Fuck all the fucking in the dark shots you made.
Wilton's always doing weird shit, and that by far was the best.
That because he is bullseye. He's the perfect aim. This motherfucker sack tap.
And yeah, dude, and the very hard.
Can we bring up the playful wrestling that turned to an actual fight? What episode was that?
Well, there was the peach fight. Is that what you're talking about?
It's a peach fight. Who was that between?
You, Edgar and Daigle.
Edgar and Daigle, and that shit's so funny because that's actually me and Matthew in real life. As kids, we'd play fight, and then we'd turn into real fights all the time.
That's right. That's right.
So it comes from a place of truth. We were like joking, like roughing around, and then we actually started physically fighting each other. Somebody told me about it because I forgot about it, but they said that Nate was like, oh, this is real. And then we had to start
yeah.
All right, let's hear Dungeon Daddy's final thoughts and hints. That all of them, I'll take them all in, bring them in. What do you got before you have to take off?
I'm sure
we all lose their dicks.
Oh, dude.
Well, Wilton already lost
my final words on this season is that I fucking love what you guys did from like even though I imagine it being a lot shorter, the way it got stretched out was really fucking interesting. I never knew what to expect with you guys, and I love just like being forced to improvise on the fly when you guys would do some wild shit. And you set the tone in that first episode when you pulled the shit heist and stole that sack of fucking silver. Like I knew how things were gonna be after that moment.
We live by the shit, we die by the shit. The shit's gonna continue.
Yeah, if you guys didn't become mercenaries, you guys probably would have become like crazy bandits, and it would have been a really hard way. Like it's actually, it would have been much more difficult to find the path to Herodome or whatever the fuck. Or maybe that would have never happened. Who knows? But
I could have seen Anu becoming a bandit, but not John.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how you guys act in a city, and I feel bad for this at the same time that I'm excited for it, because I feel like you guys maybe didn't have enough time exploring like all the other places of Medenvarde, like the cities and shit like that, and the other locations. But I am excited to see how you are in this fish out of water tale, like being thrust into a way different time period, unknown circumstances.
Nate,
Yeah.
when you said fish out of water, I was hoping you said thrush instead of thrust. No, I'm very interested in us visiting like new cities, but also visiting ones we've already visited in that general area, but in the future. That's what I really want to see. That would be really cool. I'm curious about the Shrek people, the swamp people.
I thought you were gonna say the shopkeeper.
No, the shopkeeper. They might have an
fucking
option.
He's gonna make out with their transgender.
Well,
great.
here's the thing, this shop-
I'm gonna announce this right now.
This shopkeeper got cut out, so he could always come
Edgar
back
has no-
and it's still canon because he's not technically canon.
No, that shopkeeper was recorded.
The
Not
one
that-
in the
not-
swamp?
Yeah,
No.
The naked
Not
one?
the-
The
not the
naked
big-
one?
We're talking about the trans.
Edgar has no. Edgar
She
has
was an
no.
apothecary.
That
has no
that
sexual
shopkeep in the
preferences,
swamp was
guys.
my favorite NPC. I'd have to say.
Edgar has no sexual preferences. so
naked
it's
one.
Not, it's
Yeah,
not
I've
out.
heard.
It's not out of fucking left field to assume
His
he'll do
sexual
it.
preference is professionalism. He's like, I'm
No,
gonna get the job done.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what it is. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get shit done. I honestly, he'd be more asexual than anything. I don't think he really finds anybody like attractive.
Joe, is that your favorite NPC?
So he finds horses attractive.
Oh, my favorite NPC is
Sorry.
the farmer or that guard, and
Okay.
mainly Lokar because he's like our
Hold on,
mascot.
before-
And actually, Mike, this was
before
actually
Nate
a
leaves.
serious question. Oh, sorry.
Before Nate leaves, are you able to give us a rough estimate on season 2, like when it's gonna at least
Casey's
start
our
recording?
Casey's
Oh,
already
okay.
doing that, and Mike, and the more, not Mike, sorry. The more
Hold on,
that
I
Casey-
had a date that we could possibly start, Nate, if it sounds good to you, because I have a date in
Oh,
mind.
If it's
when
in
would that
May,
be?
I'm gonna punch you in your heart.
Just 1 second, I'm looking it up.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna punch you in the heart. That's a
because,
community reference.
For
Like-
for my end, like I said, I want to do the analytics. Like I said, I was doing it right now, but I could have done money spent, experience gained, blah blah blah, and then you could we could do that quarterly, where like every 3 months it's like, oh, you got 1 experience because you're a bitch ass. Or you know what I mean? Like,
You leave our fucking 1 dice rolls alone. All right, we don't announce that to the public. That's
Hey,
embarrassing.
that's 5
I
XP, is it not?
5 XP, son.
So
Yeah,
how would
that's-
like mid-July sound?
Wait, mid-July to
Oh.
start?
yeah, I'm.
Well, here's the thing. Our first episode released July 22nd.
Oh, look at this guy
Oh,
with the
wow.
analytics. Okay.
I mean, that
I'm
does
glad-
give me a lot of time. I don't think I need really that much time, but
yeah, and we could record early and we can play before then, like in June.
So-
we can get
Have
something
have
going.
episodes saved up.
Mike
Wait,
has
wait.
extra time to actually put effects.
Well, it's
and other
like-
things he can.
Getting an early start on it and let me back some stuff up would be really cool, because I am going on a tour this summer, so I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks.
You know what, Mike?
Can-
Well, that's when John dies. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Wait.
I'm just kidding. We
Can-
can take breaks. Yeah, it's not like
Can we do a round of applause for Mike's season finale edit on the ominous
Nah.
voice of
Yes.
fucking?
you.
That was beautiful,
Star.
dude. That was.
We'll give him
Lone Star.
flowers. We'll give him flowers for all of his editing, and we'll give Nate
That's
flowers.
fucking
But
nuts.
For
I don't
his
know, like
stories-
beginning of June would probably be really cool.
See that?
Mike, I have an actual legit question to ask you.
June
because you
sounds
said you-
good. Probably earlier. Okay, for the fans wondering when our next season will start, it will be as early as what is it? It'll be as early as early May.
Oh shit, nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
let's
works
go.
because I'm in the process of moving, currently, if the fans wanted to know, I'm moving and I'm trying to animate the show. I got the Wiggity Whack'em tablet, Wesley.
He's trying to get it. He's trying to.
He's supposed to be working on the season 2 artwork.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I was gonna say at the end of this that it's kind of cool that we have our own Chris Hardwick for our after show.
What is Chris Hardwick? Who's that?
He did Talking Dead.
Talking Dead.
Oh, the Talking Dead guy.
Hey, he was on other shit.
Yeah, he's got other.
He's an actor.
Doesn't he do comedy? Maybe not, but he was also on a game show.
He was on 4G before he got shut down.
G4.
Yeah.
Some of them have.
Before you go, can we get your favorite moment of the season? Your favorite NPC?
Wait, before you go.
Moment of the season, favorite NPC, Matthew.
Favorite NPC is probably Nisby, for sure. Just because, everything about him. He's always there. He's super confident. He can take on anyone, anytime, regardless what he's wearing, what he's holding, and he's such a champion. He's very paladin in stature. It's like he for the good of things, and he can take on anyone. He doesn't care. He's so confident. Is my favorite NPC for sure, Nisby.
It's not going to matter in 2,500 years, but yeah.
We don't know. Watch this motherfucker still be alive because they said people that bears Daigle's mark have like longevity. I thought that was like a thing.
Yeah,
what if Nisby's still
the
alive?
more sins they take, the longer they live.
Yeah, so who knows if Nisby has the same if he's a part of that thing.
Right.
Like, if we're thinking if he was born in that like nefarious shit, who knows if he's still alive in the future? We might be able to see him still.
Yeah. I'm assuming he has the mark.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And what was your favorite moment?
Favorite moment of the shit. I want to say the funnest I think was the it was the early tournament when it was like the battle. What is it? The Battle of the Scoundrels.
Yeah, that was the first one where I did something artistic in the editing process. I put my drums in that episode.
That was fun.
Oh my god.
That was
my god.
That was fun.
That
was fun.
So fucking funny because
I made it really low to where you could barely hear it because I didn't want to see it.
It's between that. It was between that and then the Battle of Silverhurst, because that got really epic and everything came down to like.
You had a super awesome Battle of Silverhurst because that was the episode where you were like, you were a fucking ninja, dude.
No, well, he tried to be a ninja.
Diggle tried.
He succeeded multiple times though.
But
no,
I think
he's like he cuts the guy's throat and then he's like, oh, shut up, be quiet. he's trying to Naruto run and slice their necks or whatever, and then he rolled it like a fucking 6 or something.
There's not many. Like, I don't think there's many heroic, courageous moments of Daigle. He's not one to carry courage with him, and I think that was actually a courageous moment for him, and he doesn't generally have too much of those where he's actually brave in the fight.
I fucking love it, dude. And I can't wait to animate this shit.
He did that, and it wasn't entirely successful. You know, he wasn't the best at what he was doing. At the same time, he took the helm. And generally, he's not a leader kind of person. And so I think that like showed the most improvement with his character. Like
when
he did
you're
the most.
on the stone wall, that was my favorite part.
Characters for multiple things. I love John's character because I feel like he's evolved the most out of everybody. Like his whole hurtful procedure, like evolving physically and mentally. I love fucking Wilton because the motherfucker is just that silent fucking killer. And then the motherfucker gets tree obsessed and he still remains on the same path. And it's just like, he can be a comic relief but be silent. And I love fucking Daigle because the motherfucker always has something to say. And honestly, like with Daigle's character, he seems the most voice acting equipped. Yeah. And that's what I fucking love about it.
Keep it going, son.
And I love Edgar because he has a big dick and foreskin, and people appreciate the foreskin.
I mean, with John, after about 2 or 3 episodes, I was like, I gotta get out of this voice. I hate it. I hate doing it. And then I got sick and couldn't do it. And I was like, well, this is an excuse to change John's voice because I was tapering it off slowly. I was tapering off his nervousness, and after training, I really tapered it off. but his nervousness and his overall just
Dude, and
being
it
afraid of
played-
everything.
It played so well into it
I
because
think-
the shit rolls you were getting
Oh,
added
yeah.
so perfectly to the scarification, because realistically you'd be drained, constant surgeries back to back, and then everybody's like badgering you, not badgering you, but we're just like,
Not only that, but I'm pretty
Hey,
sure
like-
the
like Edgar's
scarification
like,
comes with some kind of
hey-
metal poisoning too, because they're putting fucking silver
probably.
and gold in my body.
fuck, dude, maybe even lead.
Yeah.
You okay?
And-
but it's like,
and-
hey,
Go
Adam,
get
it's
up.
okay,
Yeah.
and it's like, I'm just gonna hang
I'm
back
like
for a
green,
while.
slightly yellowish. My eyes are yellow. I'm
And
just
it's
like, I'm
yeah.
good.
That's what I'm telling you.
And I do want to say too, add to it that it's a bunch of scoundrels in the sense that it's a ragtag group. It's not your traditional. Here's the medic. Here's the damage. Here's the tank. The guy that's going to shield everybody. It's not
Yeah.
your traditional group.
And
It's a bunch
It's
of
randomity.
ragtag guys.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
randomity.
it's like, what are they doing here? They weren't meant to
I have
be
one
here.
more question for
And
Matt
add,
before he goes.
I'm sorry. I just want to add this too to Matthew's thing, because everybody says in D&D they're a ragtag group and they're a bunch of misfits, but they always follow a code
We're
of
a
honor.
motley crew.
Our group does not have a code of honor in that sense, because most people are like, we don't kill, but we're these weird whatever, and we'll fuck you up. We'll stick a stick in your butt or something funny. It's like, no, dude, we will kill you and then shove a stick in your ass. Like, we don't
That's the
care.
funny thing with our group is we're all different.
We are morally
we're aligned
great.
differently.
Yeah,
all of
but
us.
we're all
I feel
morally
like
great. John
is
seemed
the
more like
most-
the stick in the mud, but fucking busted a kid's eye out of his head, probably. Like, that's,
Okay, hold on.
No,
I'll get to that. But
No one's from the
Robert
same
cares.
studio.
John's lawful good
Yeah.
is what he is.
yeah, but you're not lawful good after that kid execution.
It was
Different
it was
issues.
going
He was
to kill
wrong.
me. It was life or death.
They would have killed you. Yeah, they would have killed
Okay.
And that's what you
Yes.
don't know is that
I
Stonehurst
wish
is a
we could've
stand
brought
your
that up.
ground city.
and then John's contact when he killed that
Get his
kid.
ass beat at a
There was this,
waterfall.
dude,
or a
this is how I
waterfall.
picture it. This is how it happened, okay? He's surrounded by kids. He's beating the fuck out of them. And then he busts that kid's face so hard he dies. His eyes pop out of his head. Everybody's silent. All the kids back up. And then his contact comes up, clapping his hand, looks at the kid and goes, he was 16. He's about as old as they come. You stood your ground well.
The fucking scarred brother who I fought for a little bit. The scarred brother, he was just like, oh yeah, that kid's an asshole anyways.
He had a pretty low GPA in school.
So 100% our group is the greatest ragtag group, because every other ragtag group, aside from that James Gunn Suicide Squad movie,
Oh yeah.
is the greatest ragtag group in history, because we have a morally gray fucking point. I mean, we murder kids, we burn down forests, we steal,
Okay.
we
Okay.
we do all this shit.
Some members steal from the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, our group
5
is
silver.
fucked up to the highest
I would
degree.
like to know before Matt leaves, what is his favorite character other than his own?
True that, and like I said,
NPCs or
Character.
playable characters.
just
Yeah.
in general.
Oh, I want to play you.
So it's tough to say because everyone's really fun. So it's like, as you have John as the monk, which is scarred monk, and at any time he could take so much damage and he could do anything.
He's called a monk, but he's really not.
he's just scary. He's a beast. He's a tortured beast.
He's the
And
monk
then you have Wilton, which is he's a quiet man, but for some reason the luck is always on his side.
I mean,
and
Wilton is kind of our fucking John Wick of the group.
yeah. He's to me, Wilton's like
Dude,
a wrestler. Wilton's
I
like a
can't wait.
wrestler. Like nothing could take him down.
He's
But
a
my
ranged
favorite
specialist
character,
with extreme luck.
yeah, my favorite character other than myself would probably be Edgar's character, only because he has the only real
Edgar's
justification for the most part. He has a reason why he's here. He's John Wick in the sense that he's trying to justify his means. At the same time,
Yeah.
he's a man
They-
of science, and
Severin
he's
killed his dog
contorting
of an
himself. Yeah,
But you gotta remember, he's a
and he's
17-year-old boy now.
Severin killed that bitch in 2 ways, and
So I gotta
he's
draw- I
altering
gotta-
his
I-
body,
In most
and the
countries.
best means possible.
Be a
He's
murderer.
researching. He's doing anything that means to contort his body, and he's ready to blow up. If that means the last way to stop them, he'll put a grenade in his sternum and fucking walk in there and blow up. And he's contorting his body, and he doesn't care what the
Unless-
outside world thinks of him anymore. Because at this point,
unless-
he's basically embodiment of revenge. He's the carnation of revenge,
Unless
and he's
it's
basically
a
gonna
horse.
do whatever it takes. He'll get
He's
a
gonna
horse
cry.
head, a horse dick. It doesn't matter,
No.
but he's basically
No, he won't.
becoming a
He's definitely
creature
getting
of
that horse
revenge.
stick later. That's actually my next upgrade. No, just kidding.
And I think that's what's he's basically mutating
that's yeah.
he
to become-
sacrifices humanity to become revenge, and I think that's a cool story, and I think that's fucking dope.
Yeah, and I'm gonna explore that more in this next season. I'm gonna go full on insanity, and actually, I was gonna ask Nate about this. I deserve another insanity point for what I put Daigle through, in those last two episodes before the finale, because I fucked you up twice by accident.
Acid.
Yeah, so
All right, so-
I feel like
so
that should be
first-
should play a part. I was just gonna say that that Edgar fucking
you rolled for it.
I
I wouldn't say like an insanity point, but
No,
it would
like-
definitely
like-
like a moment where it's just like, you know,
Oh, I plan on
Edgar will remember this.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Edgar rolled
I'm-
for it, and he's seen so much he didn't get affected by it. Is why he doesn't have another insanity point.
Right. So
Edgar
let's
owes me
ask-
gold too.
Yeah, see, the
Everyone
point
owes
is
you
that
something
Ledger-
about John.
So
John doesn't
let's
owe you a
ask-
goddamn thing.
So let's ask Wilton, how
Why?
would you feel being inside of
Edgar, he can be anytime he wants.
No, he's not you.
Now, three of them will be.
Canonically,
Especially not
Wilton
in
is
Daigle.
supposed to be Edgar's. Wilton is supposed to eat
conspiracy-
Edgar's asshole.
Yeah, no, because
Canonically?
conspiracy. I was gonna say, yeah, canonically and conspiracy outpost universe. Casey's supposed to eat my ass all the time because I bring it up every podcast.
Every single one.
Oh, and the D&D one, he
Casey
has
says
to too.
Casey says something to Joe like, "Yo, you little piece of shit, you inconvenience." He goes, and Joe, every single time, eat my ass, Casey.
Yeah, that's my
Every
response to everything.
single
Is like,
time.
eat my ass. Sometimes I throw in eat the whitest part of my ass, eat the fattest part of my ass, but
He's like
it's always my
Bart
ass.
Simpson.
It all comes down to the whole.
Yeah, except for I'm saying what Bart Simpson really means. Eat my ass, not eat my shorts. The fuck does that mean? Nobody's getting any tongue pleasure out of that. That's all.
Okay,
That's denim. That's
so-
soggy denim
Casey.
on your butt cheeks.
Casey,
Yeah.
what was your favorite moment, NPC and character other than your own?
interaction.
Well, let's do NPC first. I liked our deleted merchant, but the people don't really know about him too much.
Yeah,
But besides
The-
him, I think Lokar, because he's just
local
the fucking
alligator wrestler.
he's just like a stoned fucking alligator hunter that just likes to cook on the fly, and he's super like chill about everything. Even when Daigle's an asshole to him, he's like, oh man.
Question: Which one did you slap the ass? Or it was
Hobart.
Hobart. Yeah, I was just making
Yeah.
sure.
I attempted to slap his ass, but he grabbed me.
I have like 3 favorite NPCs, and it's all for different reasons. But I'll explain them when I get to mine.
Favorite part. Fuck, I had it in my head earlier and then I just forgot it. Give me a sec on that one. But favorite character would probably be Daigle. Because not
Yeah.
only does he get us into situation, I just like his talking. He
Yeah.
gets us into situations and himself as well. And he'll get
Yeah.
himself into them. And then he'll
Wait.
implicate himself again.
When Matt and I
stuck in
went
that
and
same
saw the
situation.
new D&D
Matthew's-
movie,
Matthew's
I was
quick
saying
as
that
eagle
Daigle's a lot
shit.
like the Bard because
Yeah,
his
see, and
superpower
that's
is
what
his mouth.
Tang said that the bard reminded him of Edgar, but all I
Oh
could
no,
think is
Edgar would be the druid.
Daigle. All I could think of is Daigle because Matthew is legit quick on his feet to
Well,
come up
it's-
with fucking shit.
In
I
D&D,
can't
the
do it
Bard,
like
his
that
his
quickly.
superpower is his mouth, and that's Daigle's
Yeah,
superpower.
and that's Daigle's
the things that he
superpower.
says. Yeah.
And honestly, yeah, I think the druid would match more of Edgar's.
If
pace.
we ever get into a part where we gotta convince people to do something that's gonna kill them, you know who's gonna do it? Fucking Daigle.
But
Matthew's
You muted Matthew.
Sorry, he might convince them to kill us. Who knows? It might make it worse.
They could be like, yeah, we should go kill those people. He's like, yeah, you should, you fuckers. It's like, well, maybe we should kill you. It's like, fuck. You just had to talk again, Daigle.
My favorite part, actually, I thought about it. It has to be when we first met that cannibal, and and when we were like deciding what to do with him. Well, we were deciding to kill him or not. He was just standing right there, right in front of us, and he said he was gonna. He did something, and then Justin's like, "Oh, fuck that! We gotta kill him."
Well, here's the thing. The funniest part about that whole situation is the fact that you were going to kill him. Daigle tried to stop you, and then John fucking tackled Daigle to stop Daigle from stopping you so that you could kill him.
And the kill I did indeed get.
Yes.
You know what? I love the Monty Python villain we randomly found in the fucking swamp.
Just but a scratch.
Just but he has one arm, and I forget what Nate said. Nate said there was an actual storyline.
He had a brother.
Yeah, he had a
brother.
and we murdered him instead of fucking following the storyline. Okay,
we could have fought him non-lethally, apparently.
Yeah, but I mean, we chose violence because again, we are a true ragtag group that isn't for the good.
Well, if someone challenges us to a duel, we always just assume it's to the death for some reason.
You don't see like, that.
Often. You've chosen to not live anymore. That is our answer to this line. I'm going to duel you. Then you've chosen death.
You could have chosen.
Wait, no, this is sparring. Not anymore. Like, we aren't.
You could have chosen.
You're gonna die.
You could have chose the peaceful path, and it's like, no, dude. You could have chose
the peaceful path comes with drinks. You did not offer me a drink. You offered me the blade of your sword.
You chose. No, our thing is you should have. You chose the path to run your cocksucker, and now you're getting you're getting yeah, you're getting what happens. All right.
Shut that hole in your face, man.
Wasn't it the circus freaks in the middle of the forest that you guys just ran into randomly?
I don't think they were at a crossroads.
Oh, crossroads. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
and actually, in the forest, not yet. We were on the road.
And actually, if this ever gets animated,
little cock.
We're doing the Bone Thug song. We'll see you at the crossroads.
So I have two things. First one was I never got to answer my favorite moment.
Hold up.
Okay.
What? Kenny?
My first thing is I never got to mention my favorite moment, which was there's probably one thing from every episode was just fucking hilarious. Not a single episode didn't make me laugh. But Battle of the Bangers.
Dude,
hands down, best fucking episode.
I was telling so many people. I think I was talking to you too. I was telling a lot of people. I was like, dude, there's an episode coming up where it's a really good jumping on point. It's when the story kind of changes. It's when we are definitely all the characters. The swamp was kind of how we transformed into the definite characters that we are. At least that's how I felt with John. Is by Battle of the Bangers, I was like, okay, this is who John is supposed to be now. And it's like I felt after Battle of the Bangers, we were the true mercenaries we were meant to be, and before that, we were just characters.
Because
I can 100% like see because of that episode. If this was a comic book, there would be a spin-off series for Daigle called The Con of the Conquest, and it would be Daigle getting into situations like that nonstop. It's just like Daigle, it would be called that. It'd be like Medenvarde presents The Con of the Conquest.
You know how cool it would be if Nate let us do it because Nate wanted to keep it obscure. But if we created a small short story comic book about how Daigle went out with Tyvor and was it Meridian?
No, just in general,
why they hate him now.
You're talking about filler episodes.
A new and Daigle would get the best
anime ever
spin-off series. A new would get like a short run, and then Daigle's could continue for a while because
new did get a short run.
A new's background. His
I didn't get to run at all. He just kind of.
The false accusation that led to him being an outcast in his hometown and shit like that, and being the outlaw that he was, that would actually probably make a really good story.
And I could perfectly see
it involves a heist that goes wrong, and Anu was just in the wrong place, wrong time.
Hey Joe,
Daigle
I have a question for your Edgar character.
I was gonna say Daigle and John meeting Pats in these crossovers. They could have their own
I
thing.
got one to throw
But
in.
it could be John after he flees from the fucking whatever happened, and he's like out of breath, and he's just roaming from town to town, and then people are looking for him. He's hiding behind something, and he does like looks at Daigle like, "Don't tell anybody." And Daigle like looks around, it's like, "He went that way." It's like, "So what are you, a kitty fiddler or something?" And it just goes from a fucking thing from there, and they become friends, and then Daigle shows him the Gilmore's Keep, because that's where he goes to get his drinks, because he constantly visits the Gilmore family, and then that's how they meet me and Wilton too. And then you would see John in the background drinking by himself, and everybody ignores him because nobody cared about him back then.
All
Because
right,
he was
so
silent,
so
whatever.
are you animating Joseph or am I animating?
No, this is a comic book idea.
His concept idea.
Okay, so are you animating?
I'm full of storyboards. I just riffed. Casey,
Like,
what was your question?
I feel really
Yes.
awesome that I did lose a character, but I got to create 2 backstories already.
You did, and that's
Yeah,
fucking awesome as
that's
fuck.
dope.
I only pray that
Like
they
the
get to talk to each
backstory
other.
that I created for a new was actually really fucking cool.
You know,
Talk,
that was actually kinda, you know, it was fucked up, but that was kind of one of my favorite parts too for the group when Anu died, because it just got all real for everybody.
It really
So
it's like,
that's
fuck.
the temperament of
Like,
the,
shit, you could die?
the world really quick. It's
didn't
like,
know it was
it
like
ain't,
this, but
shit
you
ain't
didn't
fucking
get
around.
the-
We are 2
This
episodes in, and
motherfucker,
main character
this
just died.
motherfucker over here, fucking Daigle, you've been fucking on the brink. You lucky ass motherfucker.
Daigle should die. He should be
Dude,
dead.
those last
Well,
2
well,
episodes, like, fucking A, man.
well,
The
and they
saving
didn't get the
grace,
saving
literally.
roles. They
I
didn't
wanna-
John
do-
has,
they didn't do the saving
John
roles
has
with
saved
that
you
part.
twice now.
Even if it's gotta be an ass pirate.
And
Let's hear the
Daigle
guess.
knows.
Wait.
hear the
Casey
guess.
had a question. Casey had a question too. I cut him off. I think I cut off Kenny too. I'm sorry. I'm the
Yeah, I was
interrupter.
trying to get Kenny's
not
and
okay,
Casey's
but whatever.
question.
Okay, so my question was just for it was actually about Anu's death. Does Edgar ever feel guilty because Anu's the one who was carrying you, and you got to
Suicidal
live, and
every
he
day.
ended up dying because of that?
Oh yeah, no, we've
Constantly.
established this several times. Edgar's fucking guilt spans from everything from his aunt dying, because he left when he left that Severin guy was fucking talking shit, and I didn't even notice this at first until Nate brought it up. It's like, oh shit, he was right. She was having visions. Technically, she was talking about.
That's
pigmen
why
forming the
Edgar still
town.
has dirty stream water, because it was from the stream that Anu camped out by.
It was from the stream that came from his aunt's pussy. But no. But between that and then Anu dying, like there's that fucking that overflowing guilt, and that's why he brings up Anu all the time, like he
Yeah,
did when
he really does.
he grew the tears in the fucking battle thing.
Every time you do it too, I'm like, oh yeah, nice, awesome, that's fucking great. It's like fuck yeah, that character was awesome. I love that I got to play him for a little bit, and then
Yeah,
it's
and
just
I-
like,
and
and
I
then
love
like, but then
seeing
like I
him-
gotta be like with John, be like, who the fuck are you talking about?
That's what I was talking about with the brand that we got, that if it said Sloppy Sisters but it said Anu on there too, so it was like circled around the symbol, it said Anu Sloppy Sisters, like it's Anu, like built anew but also
Yeah,
Anu's name.
I mean that's why I chose his name as Anu Freeman.
Yeah,
It's,
like,
it's a
yeah,
pun.
Anu.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's a bad pun. It's just he's an outlaw.
Yeah, the shit constantly
yeah.
the shit constantly like eats at him, and that's like one of his things, but it's gonna drive him to insanity, like Matthew was saying earlier. It's like he's willing to turn himself into a monster for the greater good, but it might also be his ultimate downfall. But I also see him at the very end fucking making himself non-existent to continue on his work for the greater good as a monster.
Yeah.
And this was actually another question outside of this. Mike, you said you wouldn't get tattoos on ongoing projects. So after season 2 is over, what if we got Sloppy Sister tattoos?
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, because season 2, if that's the end, would you guys
Once
be down?
something's over and once
I'd be
something's
down.
over and it can't be
Yeah,
changed, then
Slop
I will get a tattoo of it because then the
it'll
tattoo
be a
can't
different
change.
projects. I'm 100% game on. Let's push Nate
Like-
into doing a fucking a
like
D&D
that?
X-Men
This-
type shit.
This band is done and over with. It's just me and
Weapon
Matt.
it-
You know, this band is over with. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact that it's over, the memories of it can't change, and so that I'm comfortable with getting it tattooed.
Yeah, so we need an actual logo for the Slop Tops, and I say the 4 of us get it. Casey, are you asleep?
No, I'm awake. I'm
Are you
listening to
agreeing on this? Or are you not?
Yeah,
are you
I'm
wanting
down
to do
for
it?
us.
Let's fucking do it.
Don't be talking about group shit that we can't all be part of.
You guys can do it too, but you got to put associate
No,
under
it's
it.
not sentimental. Not unless we're part of season 2 and our character becomes part of Slop Tops. The Slop
It can be-
Sisters. It
can
doesn't
have
sound
honorable
good.
Come to the Slop Tops when shit is spilt on your hands, literally and figuratively.
Exactly.
Sure,
Well, that's
so-
the main reason I was asking Nate if there was going to be guests in season 2, and he said,
Yeah.
he's working on something.
So Joe, I don't know if you said your favorite moment. I know you said your favorite NPCs, but what's your favorite moment and your favorite character other than yours?
That's what I said
Or
earlier.
you can
Like,
say
I love
multiple
every-
moments.
I love
but-
everybody's like character for stuff that they do. That's how I was like, you're okay. So John's character, like I was saying, he has the most like character development and the sense of things. I love
tried
how
hard-
the dice rolls evolved, like they evolved and adapted into fucking what you did. Like it worked
Yeah.
perfectly for your character class.
I tried,
Well,
like,
that-
even though I did want to stop doing his voice, I did bring it back in a frame of reference after John got out of adrenaline and he was feeling over emotional after the Battle of Stovehurst. I brought back his original voice while talking to you because he was overwhelmed. He couldn't. He it's like he was a little kid again. He had his stutter back. He had his speech impediment. Everything. He wasn't confident anymore. It's just that the thought of his brother brought him right back to when he was a child again. That was my thought behind that.
Yeah, and it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know. Everybody's characters are fucking hella badass. I can tell you the one character I get jealous of is Daigle's shit because it's like I listen to my own voice. I'm like, it doesn't sound.
Oh,
that good.
I hate my voice. I
Yeah,
edit
that's
it. And
why
I
I
just
don't
like
listen to the shit.
I hate my voice. I hated my original John voice. I hated hearing it. I hated
I get
editing
jealous
it.
of the Daigle fucking thing. Like, so, like Tang was saying, like,
I think it's kind of cool.
you like
Sometimes
Daigle, whatever, but
sometimes when you talk
That's like in a
fast with
negative way.
Edgar, you go to your rap voice kind of, which I kind of
do a
like. It's
nasally
really
thing.
cool.
If
Like when
Edgar
you
ever
when you're
died, I was
edgy
doing
when
that.
you're edgy as Edgar, you
Mhm.
kind
It
of go
goes
to
into
your
the
rapping
nasally
voice,
thing.
and it is cool. I like that voice.
I
yeah,
like
that's dope. I've noticed
why I
that.
like
yeah.
the-
It's pretty
yeah.
dope.
I get very nasally when I get a little crazy.
It doesn't sound nasally. It just sounds kind of like edgy.
I
don't know.
I have two things though. It is pretty sad that Anu couldn't be part of, like, I'm assuming you guys started the save system after, which is kind of a real D&D thing after
What do
Anu
you mean?
died.
What do you mean?
Because Matthew is Daigle has
Daigle.
gotten down to 0 health several times and then has
Oh,
had
the
done his save rolls.
knockout system.
Yes, his
Yeah,
save rolls,
rolls. Yeah.
which Anu did
Are you
not
trying
have.
to do
He got
analytics?
Oh
decapitated.
no,
Mike,
no!
yeah.
I cut it out because I kind of had a mini argument with Nate during that. I was like, "Well, do I get a save roll?" He goes, "No." I was like, "Nothing, really? I can't roll against it." He goes, "No,
Yeah,
this was a perfect hit. He killed you." And I was like, "What the?"
Oh,
fuck? I was
it's a
kind of
D&D
pissed.
thing to get a save roll.
Yeah, I was
but-
kind of pissed because I asked for one and he said no.
Yeah,
And I was kind of pissed
It
that that
probably
happened
wasn't part of
at
his
the
plan
time.
at first. He was probably
Well,
planning
no,
on
what
trying
had
to kill
happened?
off all
He
of you
goes,
and then restart.
he was like, "No, not on this. He rolled too good. You're just dead." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know
100.
about. No, that's what I
100 out
wanted
of
to know
20.
was like save rolls. You guys
I
mentioned.
asked for I actually asked for one on that, and
There's an
he
actual
said
D&D thing with save
Yeah.
rolls. So.
no, because I asked for one and he said the roll was too good. I don't get one. It was an instant kill. So I think what happened was it probably rolled a natural 20.
You rolled a natural 0. What?
No, I didn't get to roll against it. It just happened.
I don't think
And
Nate
I'm
was
thinking-
You're not supposed to roll against it. You're supposed
Nate,
to get saving rolls
back
after
then
you
we
die.
didn't really have like a high anything. I don't think it was until after Misers that we actually got
Yeah.
save
that we
rolls.
actually started getting that we actually started getting other stuff because
Yeah, it wasn't
Brian,
until like Misers that we actually got above level 0.
It's like
that's right, because after Misers we started level 0. It's supposed to be a difficult campaign. It's still difficult, but it's kind of evolved a little bit
That's what I'm
since
saying.
in the sense that we've grown stronger, and that's why some of us are a little more cautious because we all know we can go at any minute.
That's what I'm saying.
After the Lonely Tower, I think we've come to grips with our own mentality. Well, no, and now I know for sure Daigle feels the same way as Edgar does, which case that we're okay, we're accepting our mortality and we're gonna go forward and do crazy shit because also we have 2 more characters.
Yeah, but what I would like to be more implemented is insanity. Because you've seen dead bodies, you see your dead aunt.
John has a phobia of pigmen.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was still present.
Don't you all?
That's still present. That's why when I went to fight the pigmen in the Battle of Stovehurst, I skilled myself against it for like a round and then just ran away.
I can say that Daigle's well aware of his mortality and how fast it's fading, and so he's aware of how many close calls has happened, and yes.
But that's
it'll reflect his
like
character for sure.
Well, all of you should have gained an insanity point from this Temple of Power or this.
Sure.
I have an insanity point for reaching my arm down the throat of a pigman to pull out my Desmata vines. I have an insanity point from scalping someone. I think I have an insanity point from killing a kid.
They go away for a while.
At the water rink, at the water fountain.
Mine haven't gone anywhere.
And I think I only have 3. Oh, what happened was I got an insanity point for ripping someone apart during the Battle of Stovehurst, and then we talked about it, and I was just like, well, John's used to this. How about we say it's from killing the kid? And Nate was like, actually, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
so that's what it was.
To it,
hey, can I ask an honest question from everybody? Does Edgar's voice sound brooding enough? Because I feel like it doesn't. I feel like it just sounds like me trying to talk in a deeper tone.
It's not actually deeper. It's just an inflection.
No, I think it's
good with it.
It's actually sometimes
I think it's great.
It's sometimes higher at some points than your actual voice, which I like. It's just edgier. It's just an inflection that you give as Edgar. It's almost your voice, but it's not quite. It's actually higher most of the time, and then it dips lower in certain points than your actual voice.
I just didn't know if it didn't. I just want to know if it actually captures the character correctly.
Like the way you talk normally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Edgar is more closer to your rap voice, which is higher in pitch than your talking voice.
I do actually have a really important.
And even when I make songs, because I will do that in songs, because I will start like in an actual song like that I've done. I'll do a calmer voice and then it'll escalate.
Yeah.
Well, and then everybody can't be Idris Elba.
Bitch,
I do have a really important question. Like, this could be cut out. I was really hoping Nate would be part of it. So if Wesley becomes a guest character, does he have all 10 fingers?
No. No,
he only has 7.
Or is he a crab man? Is he a crab man?
He's getting the full arm, but it's gonna be
on each hand.
All right, everybody.
We're in the future, motherfuckers. He's gonna have this hand, and this hand is gonna be a fucking plasma cannon.
Actually, his character is gonna be an augmented metallic creature. He's gonna have a cyborg crab hand.
No, listen.
People.
Just listen, is because it's a pirate with a hook hand that travels the 7 seas.
That's good. Oh, I'd be satisfied with that.
The 7 seas.
I'd be satisfied with that.
Mike got it. Thank God.
Again, that's why I'd be satisfied.
Wesley only has 7 fingers.
Yeah.
Technically, he only
I'm
has
assuming
6.
we all got
no,
it,
he only has
Wesley.
5 fingers. Technically, thumbs aren't
I got
fingers.
because
Hey,
thumbs aren't
don't
fingers.
pull
and
that
I got a
bullshit.
little half
Don't
right here,
don't don't lower him like that. Give him the 7 fingers.
God damn! Give me the respect.
Joe, did you say your favorite moment?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's when he got
Let's hear
fucked by
Joseph's
me.
favorite moment. I already know what it is.
My favorite moment was when Nate told me, "Look, if you want to be on this podcast, you gotta suck my dick." I was like, okay.
There's already a black couch behind you. What do I do?
It's like, are you gonna leave that camera on? It has a red light and it's kind of spooky. No.
Dude, your
I love
favorite.
how
That just means it's charging.
I love our tribute to Anu in the beginning, and then I have too many fucking moments I liked. I like the tribute to Anu at his place, like how real it got because it showed that we can get in a serious
He
place.
rolled.
and then
He
also
rolled higher than all you
the
fucking
comedy
guys.
going.
I mean, it was easy. I had fucking +2s on almost everything.
Cheating ass
You-
motherfucker. And Nate's like,
so-
he's gotta go.
This motherfucker got to get killed. He's rolling too high.
Like I thought that originally. I thought that originally, and I talked to Matt about it. I was like, "Do you think Nate killed me off because my character's OP?"
Because
Yeah.
you rolled so high every
Well,
fucking
no,
time.
I didn't roll under 11. I
Doesn't
had
make
no
the best
negative
of
stats. I had
story.
pluses to
So-
all of my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that, and I also loved I love the little battle royale we had so much that I wish we had more of them, but
Me too.
not too many. Yeah, that would be fucking great. Like if we end up in a coliseum or some shit that we have to fight our way
Yeah,
out
you
of.
did great
Okay.
in that, by the way. You did so great in the
Oh,
fucking.
dude, I fucking love that one.
The only thing that I loved about that thing was I beat Wilton once.
I think
and I was
my-
just
I
like, you
think
can't
that
believe
No,
it.
can we talk about Wilton and forgetting his birds?
Wilton
exist?
is the Elon Musk of fucking not fucking letting other people have shine. Like he's just like, no, pay attention to me. Here's some money. Like
That's Daigle.
I know,
Wilton doesn't talk. He just does great things.
no, but he kept paying to get back into the tournament.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
was just
he-
like, dude,
and then-
honestly,
and
when
then
that
he
happened,
forgot
I was
about
like, can
me
I pay to
twice.
go back in? I beat him once already. I only lost once.
And then he
That's all
forgot
I'm
his
saying.
We have a new
birds.
contender.
Yeah.
And then he forgot about his birds. He's like, oh shit, I do have those birds.
Well,
And
they
then
weren't
he
really
was
trained
like
to
a
fight
Russell
yet.
Crowe.
They're still
I'm not a
not
good
Drop
handler.
sand.
I just do things.
I
Casey,
feel
The
like
only thing, the
early-
only thing they're really trained to do is
just scout and grab shit.
scout, and I think it's like send messages to people that
Well,
they know.
Dale Griffin can pocket sand for you.
Oh yeah, we do.
Dude, I
that.
feel like
I'm
those
hoping-
early episodes were the best of my
It's a sand
acting.
attack.
I feel like
hoping
I
they-
found
I
I'm
feel
hoping
like
they'll do-
I feel like Edgar's and John's relationship in later episodes got really good. The interactions between our two characters was amazing in later episodes.
yeah, I think yeah,
You know what would have been hella funny? If after
If you
Anu
actually
died,
used your birds, but you always forgot about them.
they were
They
using
don't
Well,
have
that's
any
cover
combat
here. Well, no,
abilities,
no,
man. Why would he risk them?
Well, that's why,
But,
like, as a character, I want to be introduced as becoming friends with Wilton as giving him a completely useless chicken.
I'll take it.
The
Fair.
only
I want-
completely
I want you to
useless
sure
bird he'll
everybody-
have.
Joke's on you.
in
It provides rations every day.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that. Like, it does give rations, but otherwise it's completely useless. And Matthew Daigle hates birds completely.
Here's
I
the
don't
thing,
know
though,
why,
is like
but his character hates birds.
at some point, Wilton's gonna strap razor blades to
Because
his
they're
leg,
cameras.
and
No,
it's
I'm
gonna
just kidding.
slit throats.
Do cockfights, straight
Yeah.
cockfight.
Do you know what would have been hella funny though with Daigle after Anu died, and then John joined our party? Is if Daigle just completely dismissed that Anu was like he was never dead, like he didn't even notice the difference. So we're talking, he's like, "Who the hell is John?" And then they're like, and then one of us were like, "This guy that we've been traveling with for like 6 months." What the fuck?
thought that was a new the whole time.
I know, dude.
Dude,
That's how
so-
it played out, though. That's how it played out, though. It was just
Dude,
like, oh,
so-
the place is on fire, and it's just like, oh, this butcher. It's like, oh, that's ironic.
I'm hiding underneath a cart.
That's
Uh,
ironic.
That was fine. That was 100% fine because how early it was. Imagine someone dying now.
Yeah.
How awkward it'd be to introduce someone new.
Man.
Besides, like, introducing
Dude, if another one of my
completely new
characters dies,
character.
my next character that I rolled for is a fucking rat catcher.
Well, no. I'm just saying,
My
like,
next one's an
introducing a new
armor,
person.
so
A what?
An armor.
armor.
Oh, shit.
Mine's a
But,
trapper.
like, introducing a new
Oh, nice.
character would be 100%
Our characters
fine.
would be friends naturally. We both work with traps.
Because I'm
Well,
trying
no,
to be,
mine's
like,
a trapper, as in it's somebody that traps famous celebrities and giving me babies.
Careful
Like,
with those hot sauce condoms.
like the character I'd want would be a healer, which would come in fine.
Yeah.
Like if
Although
one of you
I've
guys,
kind of me and Joe have taken that over.
if one of you guys died,
No.
you guys would not like bring. one of
I've
you guys
healed
back
Daigle
with the same
twice now.
voice.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That's
Ah,
not
yeah.
really healing. You
Hey,
guys
man,
are
clutch,
struggling
motherfucker.
to find something.
You
to heal.
fucking clutch ass motherfucker. Daigle.
So my favorite point in this entire thing, which
Arc?
I have favorite points for each character.
Yeah, that's why I
Like,
can't pick that.
I probably have to do it by character, to be honest. Which my favorite point from Edgar would be the shit. Favorite point from Daigle would be Battle of the Bangers. Favorite point from my own character John is when he kills a kid, because that part was just fucking hilarious. And then my
You're
favorite
right.
point,
That's what we all had respect for him.
my favorite point from Wilton is when
Better
he
than licking
slides
the
down the
tree.
fucking banister and sack taps. I fucking loved it, man. It's so stupid, but
That was
it's just so
random,
great.
but so stupid.
It was like in
Sucked up.
Lost Worlds with Will Ferrell. He's like, "You want
Sucked
to slide
up.
down that T-Rex?"
When it comes down to just the
Will Ferrell,
best,
yeah, he did.
the best
Then
moment
lost.
of the podcast, I'd have to say it would have to be the Battle of the Bangers episode. Like, I really love that episode, even though I do like. Other than that, it's almost tied
Well-
just because I'm a selfish person. I like my character. It's almost tied with the fucking John killing a kid.
I remember it's almost like a Harry Potter school, but everyone had a food fight, and also like, fuck you, guy. Let's fight to the
Yeah.
death. We're gonna kill each other. And then it
Daigle
was
comes
like,
in.
oh,
Like,
barely,
It's just-
barely.
it's just
the night
the
before that
chaos-
nobody knows about.
The chaos of the Battle of the Bangers episode, bro. Like, I left a lot of my fucking laughs in, but there was some times where I was laughing so hard I had to cut my track out because
Mike.
other people were talking and I was still fucking laughing like a maniac.
Dude, I gotta appreciate the one thing I fucking love about both podcasts is getting you to laugh, because your fucking laugh is the soundtrack. Because you
I
got
laugh.
epic
Mike,
laugh.
yeah, it's a
I
trap
laugh with
for
my
sure.
whole body.
You know something's funny is when you fucking laugh, and when you don't, it's like, ugh,
That's-
tough crowd.
that's what we've talked about is like, Mike, right either before a new died or you became John. Dude, that voice acting was fucking fire.
Oh, with John, fuck, that voice annoyed me. It was kind of hard to do, and then I got sick. I couldn't do it anymore. But with John,
you
the
were
whole
balls deep. You
the
were
whole
fucking,
the whole thing with John was my whole character was based off of they found me cowering underneath a cart. So my well, I hadn't written a character yet. All I knew was this is my stats,
Who's
and
this
his name is
pussy?
Biff the Butcher, which was temporary
Biff.
because I didn't have a backstory for it yet because I hadn't rolled for it yet.
Yeah,
It's just the
because
whole
it
name of
actually-
Biff was
we
actually thought of by Joe. He's like,
Yeah,
Biff
and
the Butcher.
actually
I like
we-
the alliteration.
Oh,
And then
shit.
when I rolled for my stuff, Nate was like, "You're from royalty. You have money. This is all that." I was like, "Biff doesn't sound like a royalty name." And then it was
dude,
going to
it
either
sounds
be
like a
it was
stooge.
it was either going to be Henry Gilmore or John Gilmore, being King Henry or King John. And I went with
Mike,
John because
actually-
John Gilmore sounds
and
better.
Mike,
Dude,
we should
your
play into
voice
it.
acting. Your voice acting in that episode when Anu died, and then like I think it was 2 episodes after when you were Biff the Butcher, but you weren't John Gilmore yet.
Well,
but,
2 episodes would have been the birth of John. Biff was only for that one half episode.
Right, yeah, but you were fucking slaying, motherfucker. Like, you were fucking on it. You were.
Well, it was easy.
Yelling.
In Gilmore's part 3, I was high on adrenaline. from the battle. So it's like everything I was doing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in real
was-
life. I was like, did you fucking did
No.
someone take you shove at the
Well,
train?
John, with the way I thought of it with John, he had just narrowly escaped being butchered with the rest of his family. He's probably high on adrenaline. He's
And then
panicking.
this is workout. He
You were-
calls
yeah,
it-
Oh shit, man! I can't believe what's fucking going on. Oh my god!
And then he
That
went
was
to go
just-
play
it's
his
easy.
part.
Yeah, that was dope. That's what I'm
It's-
saying. You were fired.
It's easy.
when you
It's easy to do that voice when you're really hyper, but when you're doing it really calm, it's just kind of a lot of voice cracks, and you just gotta keep. It's just.
Yeah, it was fucking dope. You were
And then
intense. You were
the
fucking
stutter and yeah, it's just.
yeah.
My whole thing was John's scared, and then it went John's insecure. And then I was like, God, taper this off as he gets to know the rest of the characters and becomes comfortable with himself as a mercenary. And that's what I did. And I was going to actually taper it off more until like he became a leader. And then I got sick and couldn't do the voice. So it was going to last probably a couple more episodes than it did, but I was already tapering it off by the time the swamp was coming around, and trying to push John into more leadership position in the group, and kind of pushing John towards a thing where Misers is giving him a purpose. Misers doesn't care where he came from. Misers is the way he can grow as a person and become the leader that he possibly could be without any influence from anything else. It's just his own merit, and he knows this, so he's truly feeling like he's building on himself. And that's what I was going for with that whole storyline and trying to adapt the voice to that, which is why at the end of the swamp, John kind of fucking takes charge, and in the beginning of the swamp too, kind of steps forward and talks to the people saying, we're from Misers, this is what we're doing, trying to handle the contract on his own. He's trying to become the person that he hopes to be.
Yeah, no, I fucking loved it. All right,
I could see John becoming like taking over like a leadership role. Like it does make a lot of sense.
Well, that was the whole plan. Was
It
I wanted
evolves.
John. If we didn't get to the place where we were now, my whole thing was I was gonna have John try to rise up in the ranks of Misers, and then if he had risen up and then you guys broke off, I was actually gonna retire John, leave him at Misers as a ranking official, and carry on with another character.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I never intended on staying at Misers.
Misers gave John a reason to find who he was, and that's how it was always going to be. Misers
The only thing
was
I
John's
regret
place.
of that time is that we had to spend money for our payment in Misers.
Yeah.
Now
Who
it's
the
gone.
fuck? What Matthew? How much money did Matthew spend on low card?
Well,
Hey,
my
wait,
shit
how
got forgiven
funny-
by
you got
Hobart, so I didn't spend anything.
Okay,
Yeah, I
how
was gonna
funny
say,
would
did
it?
you guys pay that off?
No, we
I got Desmata
But-
mine for Hobart, and my shit was
yeah,
forgiven.
so it was a different thing.
But
how would it be that we actually Misers still exists and they see us? It's like, yeah, there's actually interest. You guys actually owe thousands and thousands of gold.
So we've been collecting your
Um,
debt for 2,500 years.
yeah, but
It's on file actually in the system. It's weird. We found
Super
these
weird.
computers in the Lonely Tower after he busted down the
oh my
doors.
god. But
You
my
were
favorite character, other than my own, because I tend to fall in love with the characters that I play. I get really in depth.
Obvious,
in their,
dude. You got the voice acting for it, man.
Excuse
but
me.
thank
what
you,
about the rest of
because
us,
I
you
hate
piece
my
of
voice.
shit?
I hate my voice so much, so thank you. But
You gotta
my
commit.
favorite character is Edgar. Like I like
Yeah.
Edgar just as much as I like my own character, which is saying something because I'm extremely selfish.
I like
but
Wilton. I love
I like
Wilton
Edgar's
because
motivations.
Wilton-
I like that Edgar and John formed a kind of intellectual bond in the end of the campaign. Where there's a bond with the rest of them, but intellectually, it just feels like Edgar and John can have conversations that the others aren't privy to. You know, that's how it felt with my character, at least. And
Talking about the
Edgar's.
ones that can't read.
well, Daigle can read. It's just Daigle
I'm
kind
the
of.
only one
Anybody
that
can
can
read this
read.
book.
Daigle
no,
seems like he has
Daigle-
ADHD, and it's like as soon as we say something, he's like, "Wait, huh? What?"
I was talking about Wilton.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then as far as my favorite NPC, I gotta love Hobart from the beginning because Hobart shaped my character. But other than that, it's fucking Lokar, man. Lokar all the way. And then I have another favorite one just because every single time it happens, I laugh, and that would be Russell Crowe. Every single time that comes up, I laugh. And it's stupid. It's so stupid because I know it's gonna happen. I still laugh because of it, though.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like,
Fuck! Shit!
Yeah.
that's what I was saying,
I
the
laugh
Battle of the
every single
Bangers.
time.
The Battle of the Bangers is my favorite episode, and
It's
like
so
it was
good.
the only like every episode.
I
I'll
told you that
laugh.
one was gonna be a good one, man.
Well, like, like I'm in a truck the whole fucking day, and like, I can while I'm listening, I can kind of like hide my face from laughing because I have my fucking coworker right next to me. But like with Battle of the Bangers, I was fucking actually laughing out loud, fucking trying to hide it, and like trying to hold it in, but it was just so fucking funny. I just couldn't hold it.
You've
And
seen how I
they're
laugh.
looking over at me every once in
But
a while. I
it
was
was a
like, oh, they
side
probably think I'm
saga.
retarded.
You see how I laugh? I edited an episode in the office of AAA one time. I looked like a goddamn maniac. I have my laptop on my fucking on a table there, and I was just doing it, waiting for them to call me. I was just editing. And I was fucking laughing.
All right, let's talk about Wilton Bone Criggity Crag. How do you feel about what's about to happen? How do you feel?
I just want to get a new body. It's going to be interesting sharing
It's gonna
one
be an
with
old lady,
Dingle.
I hope.
I don't know if we're going to be able to control his body at the same time, or it's going to be one or the other at this.
Do
Like
you-
either I'm
Right.
controlling or he's
My
controlling.
my personal thing is I'm hoping that Wilton takes control of Dago's body and reanimates a skeleton and goes into that.
That'd be dope.
That'd be pretty
I think
cool.
what's gonna
But
happen for
he
the
said
moment-
he said it can only be a soul that can obtain it. So I don't think it can be a skeleton or like
Well,
it
a
has to be
skeleton
strong.
would have a soul in a way
well,
if it's still
I think
animated.
Dago.
That would ruin
Dago-
my lich idea.
Well,
Yeah.
they said we can kill someone because
Well, I think Dago.
I think it was Edgar was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill someone now," and then Nate was like, "Oh, that'll work."
For a moment, I think
Oh,
Dago
okay.
and Wilton are gonna roll. They're gonna wrestle and roll and try to absolve, or they're gonna try to fight for every decision that's made.
That'd
So
be cool.
whatever happens, they're gonna fight each other, just like
That'd be
just
cool.
to make
Like,
that decision.
Dago wants to say this or
It's
wants
be
to
very
do this.
conflicting.
Wilton can roll
Dago's gonna be
against it to see.
multi-personality.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
would
so-
it
Does
is
actually
Edgar
perfect.
go get
extremely
multiple
cool.
rolls, or is this whoever rolls the highest gets to do the action?
I think that's what it's gonna be. I think Dago and Wilton are gonna fight for whose body it is, because it's no longer Dago's. He shares it with his host.
Back up, Edgar.
He's the
I'm
host. He
sticking
shares
finger
it
in
with
my
friends.
ass.
Yeah, so it might go like that. So it's gonna be really weird.
I know.
Things are
It's,
gonna get
I'm
really weird.
glad that it was bestowed upon you. But it's also unfortunate that you're bestowed with Casey.
You want to know the funny part about that is I went to the bathroom. I came back. Was like, what's going on? It's like Wilton needs to go in the body. He's like, well, you can't take mine.
Yeah.
Like I came in.
I think-
That's all they said. Is like Wilton needs a body. I was like, not mine then.
In the middle of a conversation, Matthew's gonna say something, and then
Dago's
gonna say something, and then Wilton's gonna be like, "No, I wanna try to take control." So he's gonna have to roll. They're both gonna have to roll a d20 to see who has the higher roll. And then if Wilton gets it, he's gonna roll it and be like, "No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna say
We
this."
talked about it a little bit
Exactly.
afterwards on how combat's
That'd
gonna
be-
go, and they still get individual rolls. So Dago's gonna be getting 2 turns.
No, this is just this is just conversation, I guess. Because
Yeah,
that's
but like
them
we talked
talking,
about
not
that a little
taking
bit,
action.
and unless it changes by next season, that's what DD said was that they will each get their own roles still.
Dick Dungeon.
I wonder if
Dungeon
it's gonna go by the popular role. So what is
Either way
more?
would be
What's
cool.
gonna be the highest might succeed. So as far as things are gonna be very conflicting between Dago.
I mean,
and,
he
Wilton.
might like restrict you, saying like
Yeah.
say
Whoever
if
rolls higher
you guys are
gets to go that turn.
if you guys are attacking an enemy that is farther away from other enemies, you guys can't attack 2 enemies. You can only attack the same one twice.
Mhm.
Like I'm guessing that will be something like because you guys inhabit the same body, but
If
say he's controlling the
if
left
it's
arm, you're
easier to
controlling
let-
right. You know.
Yeah, if it's easier to let someone take control. So if it's a possibility to be like, oh, Wilton take over
get
for this
spoiled.
long range. If not, then up close stuff. Yeah, who knows? Time will tell. But yeah, it might be difficult, but
And
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
We should have asked about character sheet manipulation. Like, are they added?
I think
Are
it's,
Well,
there's no
Wilton
added
can't have
bonuses.
an inventory.
I think it's gonna be one or the other. The
true.
only thing that will be shared is inventory. It will be the only thing shared. So
Yeah.
it could be
But does
Wilton
he
can.
get your strength for?
No, I don't think so. Well, you're right. You're
Daigle's
right.
strength. It's Daigle's strength because that's his body.
So
but does he get
would
his
be
spirit of bow hunting?
Strength and Dex would be Daigle's, and then like
Yeah.
intellect and charisma would be their own individual. I'd think.
Exactly.
We'll see
Yeah, that makes
see how
sense.
Dungeon Daddy wants to do it.
Yeah. Guys, I do have to dip.
But for
though.
instance, like
Yeah,
strength
no,
could be also
I'll catch you all later.
you know, in the mind, whereas like
Hold on, answer
Da-
this last question.
Wilton thinks he
Yes.
can do this, so he can, you know. Oh.
Yes. What do you think? What's your final thoughts, Daigle? How do you feel Wilton in your body is gonna feel?
Oh, it's gonna feel wholesome, very warm.
What if the first
great.
time I was in it?
and throbbing. No, I think so. I think the best part about it with what was his name? Winston. I was kidding. So Wilton and Daigle's body is funny because the sense that they're almost the complete opposite. Like we were saying, is like Wilton is silent, but he's a go-getter. Daigle likes to kind of pussyfoot around a couple things, not quite get there. Wilton's just always, it's like, I'll do it. I don't care. The risk. It's going to be interesting in that sense. It's very conflicting personalities. So they're going to definitely wrestle. They're going to wrestle mentally. And whatever
And
one
physically.
wins takes the cake. But no matter what happens, Daigle is going to be on the receiving end, so he's going to have to apologize no matter what happens. And so all the crazy shit that Wilton's going to put
Wilton's
him
a
through,
jokester. He's gonna fuck with you and put you in situations.
Daigle's
already
going to
got
have to
something I'm gonna
apologize. So
Don't tell us.
Whenever he
Don't
goes
tell us.
to-
Don't tell us. Don't tell us.
No, it's nothing crazy. Whenever he goes to introduce himself to people, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna take over and say my name's Dougal. And that's what I'm just gonna.
it might happen. And so we'll see how it goes, but it's you have yin and yang, and you have one of them trying to break free, so it's kind of weird. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be like those episodes of South Park where Cartman drinks Kenny, thinking that he's Nesquik.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be perfect because where I wanted to come in as a character and just call Daigle by the wrong name every time. It's because Wilton's in there
Exactly,
saying
making
the
it
wrong name
wrong.
every single time.
And if,
Like,
and if it's
my
welcome
name's
with open
Daigle.
arms,
Oh, hey,
you know
Daigle.
which
Oh,
side.
no, it's actually Diggle.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting to see a two-part character in one, and making both multiple decisions. Me and Casey are gonna have to roll, against each other and see which one plays what part. And no matter what happens, no matter what happens, Daigle will have to make the excuse why he did it. Or why he didn't do it. And so it's gonna
Hey, you're
be
good at
fun.
talking your way out of things, so it should be all right.
Well, let's see how it rolls. Let's see how it goes. It's gonna
Why
be
were
a fun.
you
it's gonna be
masturbating in
fun.
Town Square? Why the fuck weren't you masturbating in Town Square, sir?
Exactly.
Rolls 20.
Yeah. In the mirror, you're right. And he pulls his pants down and he just starts jerking off. That's gonna be the best. It's gonna be the best of both worlds. The two characters that probably butt heads the most, because I know Daigle, him and Wilton do get into it kind of a bit, so
Daigle
they're
and
kind
John
of
get
more.
into it quite a bit.
They do.
Well, John didn't trust Daigle for a long time.
Who does? No.
doesn't.
I mean,
But
the rest of them, for
ultimately-
some reason, I have no idea why, but okay.
He's just that guy that's it's
you
been
can-
there
you
long
can
enough. He
trust him.
deserves to know the truth.
No,
And
you
it's
can,
like,
you can
well,
trust
we
him to
haven't died
save your
yet.
life, but you can't trust him to hold your gold.
Well, John
Or
didn't.
no,
John,
no, wait, Kenny, silver.
seriously, John
He's
didn't
not
trust
a
Daigle
pocket.
until Daigle got the Slop Top
Uh,
brand.
Any valuable things.
True.
I'm not
True.
kidding. John did not trust Daigle at all until he got the Slop Top brand.
Yep.
True. But all
right.
right, boys.
All right. No, wait. Final statement. What do you hope for in the next season for character growth or
His dick.
how do you feel?
I hope to learn, as far as John's concerned, I hope to learn more about Black Cap, actually confront him, try to stop him, shit like
Right?
that.
Is this motherfucker hopping through time or whatnot?
I don't know, because he did have a gun. I don't know what's going on with Black Cap or Orin.
It's backwards.
I do want to see that.
The other surviving Gilmore.
Yeah, I want to see
But,
tons
like,
of Gilmore.
As
I
far
wanna
as
see a
John's
Gilmore
perspective,
clan.
that's what's
I want to see
important.
the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, that's what's important
Melissa
to
McCarthy,
John
yeah.
is trying to stop Orin from doing bad, but not necessarily stopping him by killing him. Just trying to save his brother in a way. John wants to give up on him, but he can't. Other than that, I just hope to see some fucking great fucking storylines, some funny ass shit like Battle of the Bangers. Just I want to see us up the ante, have bigger, better storylines, funnier fucking parts. Just get fucking wild with it.
What say you, Matthew?
Agree. Now, Mike just pretty much summed it up. I do want to see a lot more of Gilmore stuff. I want to see their later impacts.
How would you feel with Wilton imbued in your butthole? Like, what's
I think it's great. I
I
think you're
think it's
basically
great.
gonna
I think it'll be a fun
have
time.
a multi. Well, we were just talking about it. A multi-personality character. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of apologetic responses.
Well, something that me, just as a fan listening, not something
differing.
that's actually doing this.
Yeah,
I want to know what the fuck is going on with his birthmark.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm so
We'll find that
excited
out.
about.
Dude,
is
I've been
your
super
fucking
invested in that
birthmark.
thing since he fucking passed out with a new.
Day, episode
Like,
2, I think.
he fucked my character over from the get go. My first character, I was like, "The fuck is this shit?"
A new?
Hid this bitch in a bush, and I never forgot.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see more of that and see what it has to do with it. It's a bit mysterious right now.
Yeah,
We'll see more of it for sure.
You bitch ass.
Especially in this timeline.
You holding out knowledge?
I would
for
love
the
to
fans?
see. I don't know if he knows, man.
I
that's
know
what's
as much.
cool,
I
too,
know as much as you do.
I would
Like
love,
I said, it's a birthmark. It's something you're birthed with. You don't really understand what's going on. I know as just as much as the character does.
No, that's a cancerous
DM
mole.
knows. The DM knows more than I do. It
I
hasn't
think I
turned
was
green
one
in
of
the
the
last
only other-
couple
I think
days.
I
So I
was
think
the-
we're safe
I'm
from
the
cancer.
chosen one.
But
I think
we
I was one of the
we
only
don't know
people
much.
with inside information on a character or a backstory.
Yeah,
I
like
know,
said,
I can't
that's
I
just
know
because
as
of
much as
Oren.
everyone else. We'll see how it plays out.
But as far as like everything else goes, I want to see what grows more from Wilton in the tree if he ever gets back into his own body. I want to see his birds become more
Four-legged
hunter-like,
friends.
being able to like possibly swoop down from the sky and fucking
Useful.
claw
could say
out eyes in battle. Like I want to see that type of shit. Some true like falconry hunting shit. That would be awesome to see. With Edgar, I want to see him fucking go against the Severin cult or the cult of Severin or whatever. And I want to see
Oh
him.
yeah, what?
I want to see him possibly get closure. Hopefully that happens. Like even though I'm playing this, I'm invested in the characters as much as everybody else. Like I want to know what's happening. In fact, like when Nate was like, when Nate was gonna leave it off at we were at the bottom of that cavern, we were all like, well, we want to know what happens next. Can you just tell us? And then so it went on for another episode, and then it left off at a even bigger cliffhanger.
I
So
can't
it's
wait.
I do have a question. So, do you guys have any inside information? Like, you don't have to say anything. You can just say yes, no, maybe. Do you have any inside information about the next season?
We're just as close
Not at all,
as every
man.
fucking one else. Nate
I know
is a
yeah.
fucking.
The only
Nate's mysterious
inside
as they
information
come.
I knew was Oren. That's it.
Shit.
This motherfucker will withhold all his shit.
Unless we're
good.
sleepwalking,
I'd rather have that
someone here,
plane.
or they could, or if it's Joe, unless they're sleepwalking, someone knows who the shitter is.
No, I would
But
as a player.
with
I'd
that
love to just
mysterious-
have
Someone
complete
does.
Guys, I do have to
secrecy.
dip.
I'd like to know no information.
But I will catch y'all later.
Alright,
You have to
Okay.
dip.
Au revoir, amiga.
Au revoir.
We didn't even bring up all the 5 artifacts. What they
It was
do, what
brought
they
up.
are.
It's just
Yeah, no,
Nate,
they
wouldn't,
brought 'em
Nate
up and
wouldn't talk more about them. Nate
Yeah.
just explained them. He wasn't
He,
going to get
he
more.
gave the base.
That's for next season. Like, I don't even know
Yeah.
that much about it. Like, I forgot about the fucking artifacts because you only told us that in that episode. So we haven't talked about it since. We talked about other shit since that was just stupid, minute details. Like, did we shrink? Which I brought up earlier.
Yeah, that was a
just
good one.
because
That was a
when
good
I
one.
was listening, I was like, are we inside this seed? And then I was like, well, the birds would be like really big if we were inside the seed. So it's like, did we just shrink? I don't know. You know, and like that shit, like while I was editing, I was like, these chains could be regular chains or like small chains. And we're just climbing up them like ladders because they're just regular size and we're small. That was my thought in that last episode. But like, that's the stupid shit we talk about. For some reason, we don't talk about big shit. Or
I know,
if we do
that's
try
what
to
I was trying to-
if we do try to ask it, Nate just goes next season, or I'm not going to tell you yet, you know.
it's
Or
heavily-
here's a big one. I haven't written it yet.
Heavily
That was a
implied.
big answer
Yeah.
earlier. It's like I have ideas, but I don't know yet.
Yeah,
that was his
because
answer
he-
for
Well,
a
you
lot of
can't know
stuff early
everything.
on.
Yeah, because
Yeah, just like-
it's heavily implied.
Yeah,
As-
I
as-
believe what we finished what, like 2 months ago, Casey.
Oh, that's what I heard. Yeah.
think so,
Anyone coming in would think the DM knows everything. No, he can't plan for the bullshit you
Dude,
guys
he
he's
cannot play-
storyboarding.
He cannot plan-
Storyboarding.
This is what he said in one after we finished up one of the episodes. He's like, I love what you guys do. He's like, whatever I thought was gonna be the plan, he's like, you guys just take it into a whole different direction.
Yeah, no, it's 100% perfect. I love
But
that.
I mean, he has said that during this past 2 months or something, he's been writing. So he is working on something. He is at least getting out
Champion.
a couple basic storyboards with certain directions, and then he'll just have to improv from there. Which I don't know who asked. I don't know whether it was you, Wesley, or Kenny, or Tang, or fucking any other friends that fucking listen that have talked to us. They kept asking whether this was scripted, and no, it's not.
I've asked before just because towards the beginning it kind of seemed like it, but then like after the 3rd episode, I was like, oh, there's no fucking way.
In the beginning, we were playing. We didn't really know how to play.
Yeah.
A lot
No,
of us, like
that's
Matt,
why it seemed
like
scripted, 'cause you guys were, like, really
I had played
cautious.
D&D before, but I was always the DM, and I was DMing for my siblings. And I'm not that great of a DM, so I was just doing the books, the D&D books that I had. So it's like, you know, I would improv the best I could, but not to what Nate does. Not nearly.
I
Like,
know.
When I started playing with
storyboarding-
Nate, I went, "Oh, this is a DM. I'm a fucking
Storyboarding is
hack.
hard.
I'm a
That shit's
hack.
fucking
I
hard.
can't do this. Like, this is what a
Champion.
DM is supposed to do." And like that, I never actually got to play because I would always just be the DM for my siblings and shit like that. I was always the one who did that, so I never actually got to play it. And then
That's
Matt
my
had
biggest-
played with Nate before, so Matt had the most experience out of all of us. And me, Casey, and Joseph, we were learning how to play, pretty much.
That's the biggest part for me. I'd love to be a guest. I'd love to be a recurring guest, but I'd love to be a guest because I've never been
Well,
able to play. and
I'm
I've
guessing
always
that your
wanted to.
recurring status depends on how you play.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would hope. Well, I
If
would
you
assume,
do
okay,
yourself
because if I
really
die at
early,
the beginning, I'm dead.
then you're
Or
not
if I'm
coming
just-
back very soon.
This is
Yeah.
what me and Casey
But,
have talked about since November.
The
Hold
character
on.
Lenny approaches you. What do? I stab him in the throat.
But,
I
no,
let him tend to the rabbits.
but you know, I've
Nate's
always
just like, Kenny, you got time for one line. What do you say? Fuck you.
Dude, Kenny, it would be hilarious that
but
we have that
mashed
stick
potatoes.
for you.
No,
Kenny, it would be hella funny if you're just an NPC that dies every episode.
No. I would be okay with that because I'd be coming with one-liners and I'd die, and I'd be 100% okay with that.
Oh, here comes the Hulk. He rolled a 1, and he died.
I've always wanted to play, and I've never had the opportunity. Like I know if Tang has played with his current coworkers.
Yeah.
So he does have some experience. Knowing his personality, he will try to kill every single one of you, friend or not.
But
he will try to kill you.
He's gonna be Pierce, is what he's gonna be. He's gonna be Pierce.
He's gonna be Pierce.
Yeah, but no, like even Matt having played multiple times before, even with Nate as his DM, and playing with like Andrew and all that group, you know, when we started this, Matt still had a lot of questions about roles and stuff.
Yeah.
It seemed like game. Matt was starting from scratch too, so it's like
Well,
honestly, my editing in the first fucking 3/4 of this season consisted of editing out pauses of going, "What did you roll? Well, which one do I roll again? Oh, this dice. This one's like no, the other die. It's like okay, and then well, you got to roll 2 of those. Okay,
we all
and
know.
then
Casey knows too.
That was what I cut out for most of it because that fucked with pacing so bad.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly hoping in season 2, small or not part of a role. I hope everyone that I know that has been a guest, which is me, Wesley, Anthony, and Tang, are going to be some big or small part of season 2 because I know it's going to be the last season.
Fucking A, the Lonely Tower episodes are relatively untouched. I only cut out like small fucking things. Like they're relatively untouched. I didn't really edit them.
I can tell you guys have gotten a lot better.
Like early episodes, I had to edit out so many pauses where we were just asking how to play the goddamn game.
I heard
and
about
like
that.
now, dude, I just kind of just sit there and listen to the episode, and it was just like, oh, we got off on a tangent. We started talking about comic books, got sidetracked. Cut that little 5-minute segment out, and that's like the only fucking thing. Or it's like we're taking a little intermission because we're all gonna go get some drinks, use the bathroom, eat some food, something like that, because we're doing it later at night and we're missing dinners and shit like that. So we'll take like intermissions, and so I cut that out, and that's why there will sometimes be weird pauses and pickups, is because
no, I love it. You're a fucking champ, dude. That last episode with the omniscient voice was fire.
Hella good.
I added a full fucking half an hour just fucking editing those voices.
That sounded, the way you did it sounded like it was meant to be.
Omniscient.
Well, I only wanted.
Purposely did it.
Dude, I actually got lazy in the second half of it, or
but it was hella
last
funny. Yeah, because Big Nate's like.
Well, here's the thing, Nate. I was trying to go to the second of when Nate would say he said, and then he would immediately talk. So he said blah 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 blah, and so early on, like in the first half of when Lone Star comes in, I was cutting down to right when he said he said, and like stopping there, and then later on, when he says he said, because it's so quick, it's like it's like that quick. I started just doing that fucking echoed too. This he said this, or so he said, something like that, because it's so quick, and it was getting really tedious.
But
to
he was like,
do it.
he was like, he checks his pages, blah blah blah. He flips through them, and then he says, 2,500 years or whatever, and then you cut it in right there. That was dope.
Yeah.
There's that, and then he cleared his like he started talking in the as Lone Star, and then and then he cleared his throat, and then you put it as the character's voice, as Lone Star's echoey voice, which is so perfect because then it seemed like a
well, that's what I was doing is I had 2 separate tracks, and I went, even though I am going off
and choir hall.
Well, at that point,
it wasn't a flanger. It was a chorus, a reverb, a stereo spreader, and a little bit of distortion actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it was perfect though, because it made it seem like Nate was purposely switching between those voices.
Well,
even though it wasn't.
I did it 2 separate tracks. One had the effects, one didn't, and then one track was one character, one track was the other. So I just had to differentiate which character is which and move the tracks to the appropriate spots. So it was actually really easy. It's just editing it down to those seconds when it changes. Added, I don't know, fucking half an hour, 45 minutes to my work. So it's
Casey,
like that,
why-
like that episode would have taken me, I don't know, like an hour to edit, but that one took me like 2 because of that.
If you guys ever
know,
get
you're
big,
fucking
I
champ.
would be interested in learning how to edit them, just to help you out.
Well, I actually never knew how to edit a podcast. I know how to edit music. I know how to produce music, and
But a live-
specifically metal music. But like with this, I was like, okay, just make sure the voices are equal, they sound good. Add a little bit more bass to the voice than you would with a fucking singing vocal, because there's no instruments carrying that low end. So you need the
do
voice to
better
carry the
than
low
most
end. And
songs.
then
Like some
Casey.
songs just add way too much
with
fucking
editing
noise.
with editing, the way I look at it is a puzzle. So when you're editing music, your guitars are mid to high, your vocals are mostly high, but some mids. Those don't really have a lot of low end. Drums, low end, bass, low end, and then they occupy different things. You just kind of fit them together to where they occupy all different parts, to where they're not taking over other parts of what it is, so that you're not having to turn anything up. They're all just sitting at the same volume in the specific frequency ranges they're supposed to be in. And then with this, it's just you want the voices to fill up all the frequency ranges, because everyone should be talking out on their own at each time. So you want them to sound full as possible, like a natural speaking voice. And so that's what I kind of do with that. And I don't know if that's how you're supposed to approach it. And then I compress it, and then I limit the fuck out of it so everything's the same volume, which it might come across a little over compressed, but that's how I do it.
All right, I gotta go though, you guys.
I'm going to hop off also.
All right.
This was fucking amazing. Thank you for being our Chris
Yes.
Hardwick tonight. And thank you, Kenny, for having great questions. And just
Respect for a new
being
Freeman.
you. Yes. Peace out, y'all.
See you guys later.
Adios, amigos.